Hey YouTube committee, so I know that it's been a little while since I have posted a YouTube video, but I am going to be starting to post a lot more frequently, so subscribe if you aren't subscribed so that you'll never miss a video when I do post. Now with today's video, there are two things that I want to talk about real quick, and the first thing that I want to talk about is your senses. So you've obviously got your taste, your smell, your sight, your hearing, your feeling, and along with taste, you've also got the ability to speak. But when you lose one or more of your senses, it's amazing how heightened your other senses become. And I knew that this was true, but I didn't realize to what extent until I recently lost my voice for over a week. Now, when I lost my voice for over a week, with the fact that I work with kids, it was rather interesting and a little bit challenging, but made it work. Thank God for technology and being able to use certain things in the classroom to be able to communicate. And I will say that there is major blessings with what technology can do, because had I not had technology, I wouldn't have been able to communicate with kids. And my one student that's in the place where I'm field experiencing, if they wouldn't have had Google Translate, they wouldn't have been able to understand us, and we wouldn't have been able to understand them. So it's truly amazing what technology can do to help our senses and help ourselves in general. But when you lose your senses or lose one or more of your senses, it's amazing what the other senses can start picking up on. Like, had I had not lost my voice for over a week, there's a lot of things that I may not have heard or seen because I wouldn't have picked up on it. Because my other senses wouldn't have been nearly as heightened as they had gotten once I had lost my voice for so long. Now, I had lost my voice because I had a double ear infection plus a sinus infection, which was no party or picnic, but I made it through. So yeah, if you can let me know in the comment section which sense you think would be the hardest to lose and why, because I'm really interested to see like your guys' thoughts or takes on it. Because I know we all have different opinions, and I look forward to reading your guys' opinions with that. And then the next thing that I wanted to talk about today was the love languages. Now, you can love somebody with all your heart, but they may not feel that love because you may not be speaking in their love language. Because with love languages, you've got gifts, you've got acts of service, you've got quality time, and you've got service. And without knowing what somebody's love language is, it can be a little harder to portray like, hey, I love you. And it may be harder for them to sense that you genuinely feel the way you feel. So if you do love someone, make sure you know what their love language is. And if you're unsure, there are books on it. There's quizzes out there that you can take, which I'll link my favorite one in the comments down below, in case you wanted to check that out. But yeah, the 5 love languages are truly interesting to learn about and see, because for me, I personally love quality time. Absolutely love it. Every time I take the love languages quiz, that always ends up as my number 1. It has yet to change. And then whenever I take the quiz, my second one, usually it goes back and forth between the acts of service and words of affirmation. But it really just depends on what season I'm going through. So yeah, if you are not really feeling like you're being understood, maybe try throwing that quiz out there. and getting to know what their love language is. Because I'm sure that they've tried to see what your love language is so that way they can communicate to you through your love language. Love languages are super important, always have been, always will be. And it goes beyond just the love portion. Because even if you just want to show somebody you care, but you may not be like close with them, that still applies because they may not feel cared for in the way that you're wanting them to feel cared for. But that's just a little something to think about, a little fruit for thought on this Thursday. But yeah, those are two things that I wanted to talk to you about. And then there's one more thing that I want to ask you guys to comment. And I want you guys to comment 1 or 2 questions that you have for me because I want to do a Q&A video for you guys. So that way I can answer some of your guys' questions that you may have for me. They can be pretty much anything as long as they're clean and appropriate. That's all that really matters. But yeah, I look forward to reading your guys' questions and making that Q&A video. But my next video, I'm hoping to post on either Sunday or sometime during next week. But stay tuned for that. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Have a good one.